It's just using a lot of just for men, so look that one. I don't know if our witnesses noticed, but the group that's been feeding dinosaurs from the House of Representatives is no longer here. And unfortunately, it looks like the post office is somewhat becoming a dinosaur. It's not your fault, you know. Everybody's got one of these, and you get most of your messages. I didn't send any letters to my nieces and nephews today. I sent them an email. I noticed you, from what I read and heard when I was sitting in the back, you've got 572,000 employees, and it should be down to 400,000 just to deal with the kind of traffic that you have now. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And you have I didn't see a specific plan on how you get rid of 172,000. I saw the average cost is $89,845 per employee today. You did mention how you get rid of some of the costs for the 572, but that still doesn't help the math. The other thing, you're $6 billion in the hole this time, right?
Yes, sir.
And I understand. I asked, well, how are you financing that? And they said you got sort of a line of credit with Treasury for $15 billion. That runs out in September. What's going to happen in September when we stop feeding the dinosaur?
We don't pay you.
Pardon?
We don't pay the federal government all that it's due.
So just default?
Yes.
We will deliver the mail. The Postal Service.
Speaking of delivering the mail, Saturday and Tuesday, is that all off the?
No, we are still very interested in working.
Which is it going to be?
It would be Saturday. That's the best day.
But we've been talking about these things. We talk about them. Some years ago, I had the opportunity. Actually, I went down to the post office. I think I forget who the postmaster general was. I mean, we had to just about buy him Depends at the time because he'd never seen a member of Congress in his office. But I was stunned by the vacant desks, and they took me around and showed me how many people they got rid of. Usually, if you look at some of the overhead, now you got a lot of postal people on the ground, and people do have to do a good job, and they do a good job in delivering. But sometimes you can get rid of the administrative overhead. Do you have a specific plan for doing away with that?
Yes, sir. We have been
How many have you got in the administrative positions?
We have been very focused on that. We have administratively about 15,000 people, and that includes everybody from operations to
How many have we got in Washington, D.C.?
About 1,100. We just are going through a process reduction here right now, sir. We're reducing 20%.
So I could come down and see a lot more empty desks?
I will tell you this, you'll see empty buildings. In the past 2 years, we have taken 4 buildings, eliminated the leases, moved them into the building we're in now, and we're downsizing
Well, that's
again.
the big picture. On the local level, and you know, you hear from members. I've tried not to contact you on some consolidations or take a position because you got to do your thing, and it's tough. Hundreds of people show up at these things, but maybe, I don't know if you could sit down with members or others that are close to the subject. I can give you examples. I've got a post office in St. Augustine, Florida. I've been trying for 8 years to get you out of a congested corridor where you can't move traffic, where it's expensive to operate. Just the traffic backup and trying to get in and out just doesn't make sense. But I don't have time. I used to be a real estate developer. I could put a deal together in no time. But you ought to have some people. My observation is the post office doesn't initiate anything on the local level to bring about cost-effective changes. I could put you in a retail center. I got tons of vacant space, but somebody has to have the brains to put this together. I've tried peripherally, and I don't have time to cut these deals. We did one in DeLand, Florida, years ago, and that was a huge success. It revitalized the whole center and that side of town. I've got Daytona Beach. Here's another example. I've gone from 1,100 bureaucrats in Washington and 15,000 down to smaller projects. Daytona Beach, you've got a post office. It's a beautiful site in downtown, and it's had the second floor vacant. I tried to get some folks in there, talk to people about doing something with it, and it sits vacant. So, we produced in our committee a report called "The Federal Governments Must Stop Sitting on Its Assets." I don't think we had a chapter in there for you, but maybe we could write one.
I would be more than happy to come over and sit down and walk through all the buildings that we've sold, vacated, land deals we've got. We've got a couple great ones going on. Mr. Lynch up in Boston, we're talking with some opportunities right now. We've got a lot of those things done, and I'm open to any other suggestions you have.
Well, I applaud you. And the big one's fine. We need to have a better handle on getting rid of excess property, excess space, excess employees.
Yep.
And last thing would be buyouts. What's the status of buyouts?
We do have an option on the table for some of the people that we're working through right now with the downsizing, and the buyout provision would be $20,000, and it would be paid over a 2-year period. So that spreads our cash out.
For how many?
We have the offer up to 8,000 people. We don't think anywhere near that will take it.
Okay, you're still about 160,000 short. Thank you.
I thank the gentleman.